Welcome to Should You Platinum, a show where I talk about a game I've recently got the platinum in and share my experience of the platinum journey and whether or not I think you should platinum it. The Welcome to My Home bronze trophy requires you to complete all exercises in Lara's home, so just select the Polaroid on the title screen to take part in a tutorial set in Lara's mansion, and just make your way through the rooms and then downstairs and round the assault course, following Lara's on-screen instructions. Once you've done all that and you dive into the pool, you'll get the Welcome Home trophy, which is pretty easy to be honest, and that's likely the first one you should get in the game. The Apex Predator bronze trophy should also come naturally when you just start to play the main game, as it requires you to just be in the air and kill a wolf, as it is also jumping in the air. So the best way to do combat is to just aim your weapons and just jump left and right in the air. It's a good way to dodge but keep on shooting the enemies, and if you do that on every wolf you encounter, you'll eventually just get this trophy anyway, so you shouldn't have to really worry about that one. The next one I got was the Why Did It Have to Be Snakes trophy. This is a little bit of a secret one, and it requires you to take a close look at the snakes. Now these descriptions are a bit misleading because you don't actually have to use a look button or anything like that. You just need to walk up to it. So when you're swimming in this level, you'll get to a point where you can go left or right. Go left and you'll end up in this room with the snakes. It's the second level, I believe, and it's the pool in the middle of the room near where the bear is. So just walk over to them and you'll get that trophy. The Farming Health bronze trophy requires you to just simply collect all medipacks in a level, so you'll probably get this when going for all the secrets and pickups anyway, so you shouldn't really have to worry about it. Most of them are out in the open, but there's a few that are tucked away in the secret room areas. But when you're using the guides, like I said, you'll just get this one naturally when playing. I just got lucky in this level and found this last one here and popped the trophy. The next trophy I'm going to talk about is the Bronze Lethal and Loaded trophy, which requires you to find the shotgun before collecting any of the cogs in the Lost Valley level. So at the beginning of this level, the paths branch out and you can go right down by where the waterfall is, and find all the cogs down there, but what you want to do is actually go left and head your way up to where the cog puzzle is, where you need to insert the cogs, and to the right of that there's a little path you can drop down, and down there you'll find a dead guy with the shotgun in hand. Next up we have a trophy, one of two tied to the T-Rex in the Lost Valley level. So for the T-Rex Extinct trophy, you just need to defeat the T-Rex. So you're going to naturally come down to this area when playing through this level to find all of the cogs, and all you need to do is just shoot him. And for a little bit of advice, you want to go to this little alcove here that you can see me fighting him in, because he can't get you in there if you go too far back. So that's a good safe spot to try and kill him. Next up we have the Mummy I'm Scared trophy for making one of Qualipec's guardians fall down. So this is something you'll see at the end of the Tomb of Qualipec level. Before you grab the Scion, there is a mummy to the left of the plinth, and if you just get your guns out, Lara will automatically lock onto it, and it's just standing still at that point, but if you keep shooting it, eventually it'll drop down and then you'll get the trophy. Next up we have the Unfound Tomb of Qualipec trophy. Now this is just a story related trophy, and it will unlock after you complete the final level in the Peru chapter, which is the Tomb of Qualipec trophy level rather. So you'll come out of that area and you'll have to fight Larson, and you'll have a little boss fight. As soon as you kill him, injure him enough, you'll get the cutscene, and then the trophy will pop at the end of that level. So another one that you don't really need to worry about when playing. The whatever the hell that word is, Dionysus of Wisdom trophy requires you to only get hit by one sword in Damocles' room. So this, I think it's St. Francis's Folly maybe. There's a load of different rooms like Thor and this one, and basically you want to go through this area without getting any of those swords that drop down to hit you. So just take your time with this, look up at the ceiling, you can sort of see where they are, and just take your time. I'd recommend with a lot of these misc trophies to just make a save in the room before you attempt it, and then you can always reload it in case you fail. So next up we have the "You Are Really Loki" trophy for not getting hit by the lightning in this Thor's room. So your best bet is to, as soon as you get into the room, turn right, hug the wall into the corner, and then follow the wall out of the room. That's the safest way I've found to get out of the room without getting hit, and also getting in through the room without getting hit. Just always go to the right. Next up we have the Miscellaneous trophy for coming out of the water on your last breath in Neptune's room. So once you get into this room, in the same level as the Thor one, just sit in this pool of water, wait for the blue health bar, which is your air bar, to go all the way down, and then just jump out as soon as your health starts to go down, and you'll easily get that trophy. It's another easy one, to be honest. Next up we have a bronze trophy called "I Am No Hercules." This requires you to climb up out of this little corridor before the boulder comes down and hurts you, and this is found in Atlas's room. So it's another one where you want to make a save, because this is quite tight. So you want to run up here and then quickly go to the left and jump up to this ledge here and dodge the boulder. If you do that without getting hurt by the boulder, you'll get that trophy. The Avlara trophy requires you to stand in the Emperor's box in the Colosseum level and sentence 10 animals in the arena to their deaths. So when you come into this area, you just don't want to shoot any of these animals that are down here. You can get any that attack you up high on the seating area, but you don't want to shoot any in the base of the Colosseum. So you want to just work your way through the level, avoiding all the animals, and then once you get up to this balcony, you just want to shoot them all and kill them. But be aware, there are a few animals up here that can get you. Next up we have the bronze trophy, "It's About Time," and this is for taking a look at all the ancient time devices, and there's 2 of these, and you'll find one in this level here in the middle of the room, and there's another one a bit earlier on that you'll find, but all you have to do is just walk up to them, and that's how you'll get the trophy. You don't actually have a look button, like I said before, so the descriptions are a little bit misleading, but here's the second one here. Next up we have another trophy called Midas's Touch. It's a bronze one in the Palace Midas level. So this is an area where you have to come here to turn the 3 lead bars into gold ones by putting them on the Midas hand. But if you jump onto the Midas hand, you will die, but you'll also get this trophy for turning into a gold statue of Lara. So you'll have to get this as a death anyway for the deadline trophy, so you may as well do it when you first get there, but just save beforehand. The Tempered Lara trophy in Palace Midas requires you to get caught on fire and put it out with water. So in this room here, when you have to get across these platforms before the fires come back on to grab the key that you need, just wait on one of these platforms until the flames come on, and then quickly jump into the pool of water to put yourself out. And if you do that in time without dying, you'll get this trophy. Next up we have the Not So Late for the Prize Giving trophy, which is another story based trophy, and this one just requires you to defeat Pierre. So a little bit of a tip for the bosses: the best strategy you can have to kill them in normal and New Game Plus mode, and when you want to do all the no heals and all that sort of stuff, is to just run up to them, be really aggressive and stick right by them, try and get to their back, and they'll always try and adjust to be able to get you into their line of sight. So if you just do that, they'll hardly ever shoot you and you can easily kill all the bosses. Next up we have the Look Over Us Kindly Tihocan, which is a bronze trophy, and it's another one of the story based progress through the game trophies. So once you complete the last level in Greece, you'll unlock this trophy for finishing the Greece chapter. I think the last level is the Tomb of Tihocan, where you'll get another piece of the Skion. So as soon as you finish that level, you'll easily get that trophy. So it's another one that you don't have to really worry about or work towards. Next up we have Only the Brave Deserve the Fair, which requires you to swan dive to the floor from maximum height and stay alive. And I just got this one pretty much by mistake in this level here in Egypt. So it's the one where you need to get all 4 of the key items to be able to put them in that plinth that you saw in the level before. And I just jumped here at these stairs at this location here and just randomly got it without trying. But I reckon you could probably do it in the first level on that first ledge on the left as you start. So next up I have the Pet This Cat trophy, and this one just requires you to do 2 handstands on the 2 sphinxes you'll see in this level. So here is the second one. This is the really big one that you'll find where you sort of spend the majority of the level. And then I think the other one is the sphinx that you'll see possibly in the first level of Egypt, where you need to put all of those key items in when you come back to it and you pull out the block. It's that one there. Just do a handstand on that and you'll get the trophy. Next up, I got the Little Vacation Riots Over trophy for finishing the Egypt chapter of the game. So I didn't get as many trophies in Egypt on my first run. But yeah, once you defeat Larson and then go and grab the Ski-On piece, you'll complete that level and then the trophy will unlock. Next up, we have a bunch of boss fight trophies that you'll get in Natla's mines. So it's important that you find all 3 fuses to be able to get your pistol from that hanging cabin that you'll make fall down once you put all the fuses in. So grab your pistols from there and then you can go and kill this cowboy who's in one of the rooms where you'll find one of the fuses. So once you kill him, you'll get the now, It's Personal Now trophy for defeating the cowboy. The next one you'll get in Natla's Mines is when you fight the skater enemy, who is perhaps the worst boss fight and the most annoying boss fight, especially in New Game Plus, to kill. And that will reward you with the Yes, I'm Firing at You trophy. So the best way to kill him, especially on New Game Plus, is to just run at him and stay in the middle platform and then run in a circle. Don't do what you're seeing me do here, because you will take too much damage. You want to stay in this section here and run in a circle, and that's the easiest way to kill the skater enemy, especially in New Game Plus. Next up, we have the final boss of Natla's Mines, the bald guy. If you defeat him, you'll end up getting the trophy. So I did it up here, which was a bit of a mistake. Again, you want to stay close to him. Even though he's got the shotgun and he'll do massive damage, you'll probably only end up taking 1 shot as you go to him. And then if you always stay at his back, you can easily get him without him really doing much damage. And there's also another trophy you can get here by using the shotgun, which you can find in a secret area. Okay, so the next trophy is Be Like Prince, and this one requires you to not get hurt by your doppelganger. So when you enter this room, there'll be a creature in the other side of the room that just mimics all your movements, and you have to just do a puzzle with it. So my best bit of advice for this one is to not shoot any of the demon mutants below, because Lara has a nasty habit of locking onto the doppelganger, and so if you shoot by mistake and hit that, you'll avoid the trophy. So just finish the room without shooting the mutants. The next trophy you'll get is the Kind of Evolution on Steroids trophy for defeating Natla's new breed, the big creature that will come out at the end of the final level. So the best way to kill this is to just always stay around the edge of this square platform that you're on and just go around it in like a circle motion. And if you keep doing that, the creature won't ever be able to catch up with you and kill you. So it's an easy way to kill that final boss. The next trophy I earned was the Bullseye trophy for performing a swan dive into a hole with water surrounded by fire. So it's this bit here where you can see this swinging blade and a little collapsible platform that can lead to the secret area. If you just stand at the edge of this walkway and then just do a swan dive by holding walk as you jump, you should go through that little square hole with the water and get this trophy. But I would definitely make a save before you do the jump, just in case you fuck it up. Next up, we have the Yes I Can trophy, and this is for defeating the 3rd ruler of Atlantis, which is Natla. So she has 2 phases to her fight. One where she's sort of like flying, and then one when she stays on the floor. But it's a pretty easy fight. You just do the same technique of just jumping. This one you want to just jump left and right, because that's the easiest way to defeat any enemy that has projectile attacks. So after that, you've just got to escape the Great Pyramid and get out of the level. And as soon as you get up to the top here and slide down the edge, you've beaten this level and the entire game, and that will unlock the Cataclysm of Atlantis trophy for clearing the Atlantis chapter, which is the last chapter of the game, and I think that has 3 levels in it. So during my first run of the game, I was also working towards a bunch of different trophies, and the first of those was the Play It Like You Did on a console in '96, which required you to save 86 times or less in a single playthrough. So that's quite a lot of saves, so it was quite a fair amount, but what I will say is, be careful of when you save, because if you make 10 saves, for example, and then reload your 9th save and then make another save, that still counts as your 11th save. So just be aware of that when you're going through the game. But you should get it no problem, to be honest. The other trophy I got at the end of my first playthrough was the Hardy Raider trophy for beating the game without using any medipacks. So it was tough at times, but after completing a level, you'll get full health again for the next. So it's an easy one to do, to be honest. The other trophy I got was Hard Boiled for beating the game using only Lara's pistols. So I definitely recommend doing this on a new game and not New Game Plus, because in that mode the enemies are stronger, so it will take you a longer time to kill them with the standard pistols. But as these pistols have infinite ammo, you can easily get all the kills with them. It will just take you a while. And if you're struggling, just shoot enemies from raised platforms so they can't get you. The next trophy I got on my second run of the game was the Exaggerated Threat trophy for making all of the swords in Damocles' rooms fall down from the ceiling without Lara getting hurt. So you just want to slowly go through this and be prepared to just sort of jump back out of the way as they come down, but just take your time, make saves, and just go through it cautiously and just look up at the ceiling to see where the swords are and make sure all of them fall down before you exit the room. And then here I am about to beat the first game in Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3 Remastered, and here you'll see me pop the Consolidate the Material Bronze trophy, which is unlocked for beating the original Tomb Raider 1 on New Game Plus, which is basically a hard mode version of the original game with a whole bunch of different changes and modifiers. So one of the main things you'll notice is different in this mode is that there are no longer any health item pickups, so you'll never find any medipacks in the game, as they've all been replaced with different ammo types for your Uzi and shotgun, which means you can't heal the conventional way. You also can't save anywhere in this mode, as the option in the menu has been completely removed, forcing you to play it like how it worked in the original game back on the PS1, as now there are save crystals in the levels that you have to reach and use them to perform a save. And when you do make a save in New Game Plus, it will also refill your health. So while you can't just heal with medipacks whenever you want, you can actually heal in the levels whenever you find one of these crystals to save, and when you beat a level, you'll start the next with full health. And trust me, in this mode, you're going to definitely want as much health as you can possibly get, because while in some of the levels there are a lot of save crystals, like in this level here, there's pretty much a save crystal on every floor of this room, other levels will require you to go for long stretches of gameplay before you reach another save crystal, and if you make one wrong move to the old controls, or you mistime a jump, or get killed by a creature, you'll have to replay all of that section again and hope that next time round you get to that shiny blue save crystal. Oh my god, boy am I glad to see you. Oh, Jesus. Full health, thank God. And if all of that didn't make New Game Plus tough enough, this mode also increases the amount of damage that bosses and enemies deal to Lara, meaning that Lara will just die really quickly at times as she gets swamped by a load of animals attacking her, and your health bar will just quickly drain to 0. And this will be happening to you a lot throughout your New Game Plus run, because as well as the enemies dealing more damage to Lara, they also take a lot of more bullets before they actually die. And by a lot, I mean a real awful lot, because some of these enemies take a load of shots before they go down. And it just means that basically with every combat encounter, you're better off just taking them out from a distance, or maybe jumping up to a ledge where they can't climb up and get you, and just shooting them from the safety of that ledge. If that fails, then you'll just want to run for it, and maybe try and use some of the things in the environment to give a bit more space between you and the enemy, because otherwise you'll find yourself quickly swamped by enemies, and you'll be game overing in an instant. So yeah, New Game Plus is clearly quite a challenging mode, but it was also a fun one to go through and play Tomb Raider in a different kind of way than I ever have done before, and it also made the combat encounters that more intense because one wrong move and I would instantly be killed. But over the course of those 9 hours, I did have a few problems with this Consolidate the Material trophy. The section of the Atlantis level is a nightmare because there's a bunch of enemies waiting to ambush you at the top of this ramp, and you can't jump left and right because of the ceiling being too low and Lara just hits her head on it, so you'll end up getting killed quite easily whenever you come up this ramp, as they will just bombard you with a load of explosive attacks. This section took me multiple times to try and get through it, and I would always end up just getting killed, so eventually I decided to just retreat, and they would try and chase after me but get stuck on the doorway to this corridor because they were too tall to get through it. So then all I had to do here was just shoot them from the safety of this corner without them hurting me, but even then it still took ages because of their massive amounts of health. This section of the last level just seems impossible to get through without taking damage, because you can't seem to time it right to get past all of these blow darts while shimmying along this wall, so you're just going to take a load of damage. And because traps and enemies deal more damage to you on New Game Plus, by the time you've got down here you'll barely have any health left, so I was always just dying at this point, unable to get through the trap. And then in those random moments and times when I did just luckily get through without every single dart hitting me, you're then faced with another horrible room as you go through here. There's a whole bunch of more traps that you've got to try and get past, like the boulder that will come from behind you, this swinging saw blade, and then all of these spikes here. So it's just a really tough section where there's 2 horrible rooms in a row, and you'll likely barely have any health at all by the time you get to this point, which then leads to another BS moment where you'll die here. That's right, the lava splashes killed me here because I didn't have enough health. Ugh, the Skater Boy boss in Natla's Mines was awful, and it was a really annoying bit to try and get past in an already really annoying level due to all of the boss fights in this one. But the Skater Boy is perhaps the worst because he just deals so much damage with those Uzis, and he's really quick, so he can easily just get you. And I tried to use the technique of fighting him from a distance in that secret room area, but he would always kill me before I could get all of his health down to 0. So I was forced to just face him head on, but as he had that Uzi, he would just always kill me over and over again, so this one just took me so many attempts to beat. But eventually I found a decent technique where you run up to this area here and then just go around in a circle and shoot him, and he shouldn't be able to hit you that much. For me, this was the worst part of New Game Plus, because this corridor here is an absolute nightmare. It's basically a death corridor where 2 of these mutants will come chasing at you, and you'll have very little room to move around and kill them before they kill you. So you'll probably be stuck here for quite a while before you manage to force your way past this bit, because these mutants just deal so much damage to you, and there's just no really safe way to just deal with them without getting hit. And worst of all, if you do manage to get past them, there's a big centaur guy outside waiting for you, which you'll also have to kill. And if you were to kill those other 2 first and then die here like I did, it will just really, really start to frustrate you. I tried all sorts here to get past this bit. As I was stuck on it for a good 40 odd minutes, I tried just running for it and trying to get up to the top, but they would always kill me, and I don't even think that was the right way to go, to be fair, looking back at it now. I think I need to use the item in the door to the left at the bottom of the stairs. But yeah, they would kill me there as well if I tried it, I'm sure, because it would take Lara too long to get the thing out of her backpack and put it in that switch. So yeah, I just died over and over here again and again. And the really annoying part about it is once you get past there, you've then got to deal with Larson before you can actually get a save at the end of the level. So there's just 2 really hard bits in a row, which just made that a really annoying section of New Game Plus to beat. The next trophy I got was the I Only Play for Sport trophy, which requires you to beat the game in under 5 hours. So this is a speedrun trophy that I actually finished in just over 3 hours. So I had quite a bit of time left over to have as safety net. But I did use a bunch of speedrun glitches and skips in order to save time on some of the levels. So I'm just going to show you a couple that I utilised here, which will help you in your run. At the start of Tomb of Qualopec, if you line yourself up with the corner of this wall and then jump forward, you can actually skip a large chunk of the level if you land far enough over, because when you run in here you'll see that the ceiling has collapsed already, and then when you run up this ramp and the boulder comes down, the door behind it won't close like it normally does, so that allows you to just run straight up this ramp and grab the ski arm to trigger the end of the level. All you then need to do is run back down the ramp and out the way you came from the start of the level, and then just kill Larson, and then you'll finish this level within like 2 minutes. It's brilliant, and it's such an easy skip for you to do. At the start of this Egypt level, if you go into this corner and climb up, you can then run along this ledge to this fence, and you can actually jump through a tiny little gap in the fence to be able to skip a large chunk of this level. You can easily see the gap if you switch to retro mode. Just jump forward and you'll easily go through it, which then allows you to just run back down here into this room. And then all we need to do now is do a corner glitch by standing near a corner and aiming at a sort of 45-degree angle and then just constantly jumping. Eventually Lara will get sucked into the wall and then get teleported up to a ledge above. And you can do this in a lot of different places. Just hit the switch, run back round, slide down, grab the key, run up this sandy ramp, insert the key up here, and go through these doors that open to finish this level in about 5 minutes, saving you a good 10 to 15. There's also another massive skip you can do to just cut out the entirety, pretty much, of the Atlantis level by aiming for the corner of this shutting door and jumping into it. If you can do it right, at the right angle, you'll teleport to the platform where you fight the big mutant on, and then you just need to finish the level by going through the secret door, which will also unlock another trophy, and then you'll just shoot the ski on at the end, or pick the ski on up, whatever you have to do, and then you'll trigger the end of the level, saving you another good 10 to 15 minutes. If you do all of that, you'll easily get the speedrun trophy. The next trophy I want to talk about is the Do Uzi, this one. So this is required for finding the hidden Uzis in the Egypt level. So as you come up to here, you'll see a little item floating in midair, and there's actually a invisible platform here that you can run and jump on. And as soon as you jump up it and grab the Uzis, you'll get the trophy. So be aware, you can easily fall off this ledge. So just make a save before you attempt the jump, because sometimes you won't even grab it. But as soon as you pick up the item, you'll get the trophy. Next up, we have Feast Your Eyes on This, which is a trophy that you can earn from the training level. So once you're in this like assault course, after you jump over all these boxes, you can actually turn right here and you'll go into the other alcove, and here is a gold chest. Just walk up to it and you'll get the trophy. It's another one of those look at it, but really you just have to stand by it in order to get the trophy. So that's a nice easy one that you can earn in the training level. Next up, we have another bronze trophy for the T-Rex, and this one requires you to not hurt the T-Rex at all, and it's called Raid Not Kill. So basically, you want to run through the entire level and not shoot the T-Rex. Once you get to the very end of the level, you'll get the trophy. So just make sure you don't shoot the T-Rex. You can kill all the raptors, that's fine, but just don't shoot the T-Rex and you'll get that trophy. Okay, so the next trophy is another bronze one, and this is Thor's Mercy, and this is for letting the block fall on your head in Thor's room. So make a save before you go into this room, and once you stand on the little switch to trigger the Thor's hammer, as soon as you hear it falling, you want to run forward and move slightly to the left. If you do it just right and stand where I am, the big block will fall on top of you, but you won't actually die, you'll just teleport to the top of it, and that will give you the trophy. It might take you a couple of attempts to line it up right, but it's an easy one to get. Next up, we have Kong's Fate, which requires you to make the gorilla from the arena in the Colosseum die at the highest point possible. So you can get this by jumping up here into this corner before you jump to the balcony. If you just stand up here and wait for the gorilla to come up near you, and you just kill it up here with the shotgun, you'll get this trophy. It's a bit of an awkward one because he doesn't always run up there, but if you stand there long enough, he'll come up and get you. So you can see it's just there before the balcony jump. Okay, so the next one is on Incredible Tales. This one is for letting the centaurs live in Greece. So they are the half-human, half-horse mutant things that you'll see. So just don't shoot either of them. Just the one outside on the stairs that sort of attacks you, just run past him, go in the room and finish the level, and you'll get that trophy for not fighting either of them. The next trophy I want to talk about is the bronze trophy, with a name that I don't really know, but it requires you to get in and grab this gold idol and exit through the same door. So basically you want to jump into this room without causing all the collapsible platforms to fall, and then when you want to use that block to push it over to where this one is that you've left, and then you climb up that and then climb out the window that you came in, and that's how you get that trophy. I think it's the second level you can get that in. Next up we have the Circus of Villacamba, which requires you to look at the 3 bears standing on hind legs. So there's 3 bears that you need for this, and mine popped weirdly as soon as the last bear spawned in, even though I wasn't in the room by him. But you just need to simply stand by them long enough and they'll eventually stand on 2 legs. So you can get this in the first couple of levels of the game. I think there's 2 in one level and 1 in the other. But it's an easy one to do, I wouldn't worry too much about it. The Codex of Peru trophy is for finding all of the secrets in Peru. So the secrets are when you go into a room and you hear that little that's when you know you found a secret. But for these you just want to use a guide on YouTube. There's already plenty of guides on there for this, so I didn't feel the need to make one. But as soon as you find the last secret room in Peru, which is in the pool of water where you fight Larson, you'll get the trophy. You don't actually have to finish the level to get these, they'll just pop naturally. So next up we have the Clever Girl trophy, and that's another one in the sort of Peru chapters for not letting any of the velociraptors bite you. So that's the Lost Valley and the Tomb of Tohokan levels. You want to just kill them before they hurt you. Just make saves every time you encounter some, just so you can reload, and just use the whatever weapons you got, like the Uzis or the shotgun. Just use them and kill them without them hurting you. Next up we have the U Corner Bug Bronze Trophy. So this is for actually using the Corner Bug glitch, and you can do it here in this corner here. So just stand at the corner and then turn to face 45 degrees away from the corner, and then keep jumping. As you can see, I do it here, and then you teleport to the top, and there's a little medipack up here that they left, and as soon as you pick it up you'll get the trophy. But be aware, if you try it in New Game Plus you won't actually get it because it's not a medipack anymore and it doesn't count for the trophy. Okay, so the Au revoir trophy in the cistern level is where I unlocked it. It's for making Pierre go away using the magnums. So throughout this level he'll often come and attack you, and if you just kill him, well, not kill him, but injure him enough with the magnums, eventually he'll run away, and as soon as he runs away you'll get that trophy. But like I said, you do have a few occasions to do it, so you don't have to do it in this exact spot, but you want to just make sure you fire at him with just the magnums, and that's how you'll get that trophy. So the Codex of Greece trophy is another one for finding all the secrets, so this time in, as you probably guessed, Greece. So again, use a guide for this trophy and all these secret trophies. The next trophy I unlocked was Enter the Crocodile, and this is for taking 6 items underwater in one breath. So you'll want to do it on this level that you can see here. You sort of go into a pool of water near the end of the level, and there's a lot of items throughout. You will need to make sure you've got a few medipacks because you won't be able to hold your breath long enough to be able to pick up all of these items. So make sure you use a few large medipacks as you go along to make sure you don't die. And once you pick up the 6th one, you'll get that trophy. The Codex of Egypt is another secret one for finding all of the secrets, this time in the Egypt set of levels. Shell's Sucker is another bronze trophy that you'll get, and this one is for defeating the bald enemy using the shotgun. So make sure you find the shotgun from a secret area in Natla's mines before facing off against this guy, and make sure when you do fight him that you only use the shotgun, because I think if you use another weapon it might void the trophy. So just kill him with the shotgun. You can do it nice and easily with that because it's quite a powerful weapon. So as soon as he dies, you'll get that Shell Sucker trophy. Next up we have Watch Your Step, which is also in Natla's Mines. So here you want to make sure you climb up this ledge and then only jump on this brown slope area once. So you want to go to this exact path, otherwise you'll void the trophy. So run and jump over to here, and then quickly run and jump over to this grey platform here by the door, and that's how you get that trophy. If you stand on it any more times than that, you will void the trophy. Next up we have the QTN trophy, which requires you to stand on the thrones of all three rulers, Qualopec, Tihocan and Natla herself. So when you get to this room, you're supposed to push these blocks to be able to get past them, but instead you just want to jump and stand on all three of these thrones, and once you stand on the third and final one, you'll unlock the trophy. It's one that's easily missable because they didn't really stand out as thrones to me, but yeah, this is where you get that trophy if you were wondering. Next up we have Shelly's Encore, which took a while for me to unlock because I did this in multiple locations and it didn't pop. So you'll probably have to get it here where I do it. Basically, you just want to make Lara Croft scream twice as she's falling to her death. So just do it here, just jump off here and fall into the lava, and she should scream about 3 times and you'll get the trophy as she lands and dies. It's a pretty brutal death, but hey, it gives us a trophy. Next up we have the Codex of Atlantis, and as you probably guessed, it's for finding all of the secrets in the final chapter Atlantis. So once you find the last one, you'll get the trophy. Curses Like Chickens Come Home to Roost is a really long trophy name, but it's also a trophy for finishing Natla with her own production guns. Now this basically means using the magnums on her. I was a bit confused by this, as I was wondering if there was a secret gun that I'd never knew of, but no, it's just for using the magnums. So make sure when you're fighting her, you just use those weapons, and once you kill her, I think it's just the first form, you'll get the trophy. Next up we have a hard trophy that was actually glitched, and it's Tomb Cleaner, for picking up every collectible item in a single playthrough. So this is one that you'll 100% want to use a guide for. Luckily, at the end of every level it will tell you how many pickups you've found and how many there were in the level, and if you were to go into your inventory and then open up the compass, you can see the stats screen there, so you can easily keep track of all of the items you picked up as you go through the level. So just use a guide for that. The next trophy is the Leave Them Sucking Wind, and this is for defeating every possible enemy in one walkthrough. So I combined that with the Tomb Cleaner trophy because it just meant that I'd seen everywhere. Basically, again, you'll have a stat screen at the end, but this one doesn't tell you how many enemies are in a level, just how many you killed. So you'll want to keep track of that yourself and compare it to whatever guide you're using. The next trophy I got was the Light Dorothy Bronze Trophy for using the level skip cheat code. So in order to do this, you need to hold R1 to walk, and you want to take 1 step forward, 1 step back, then turn around 3 times, and then jump forwards. If you do this correctly, you'll instantly complete the level, and you'll then unlock the trophy. The next trophy I got was the After Us the Deluge trophy. So I was trying to combine this in the previous run of the game where I killed all the enemies and got all the items, but I didn't get it at the end of it. But I realised I missed one collapsible full tile in the Natla's Mines one. It's that one that's on the cabin that you don't necessarily have to go into. So once I did that one, I then replayed through the last set of levels, and I got the trophy. For me, the deadline trophy for dying all 36 different ways in Tomb Raider 1 Remastered is definitely that other BS trophy in the game. And you'd think a trophy for just basically failing and dying all kinds of different ways would be a pretty simple trophy to unlock, but this is actually one of the harder trophies to earn in this game, because while with 36 different ways for Lara to meet her demise from bosses, normal enemies, traps and other environmental hazards, it's going to be hard to keep track of them, especially because the game leaves you totally in the dark and doesn't offer any sort of stat screen which will tell you all the ways you've currently been killed. So unless you go into this game knowing about this trophy beforehand and then deliberately keeping track of all the different ways you've been killed as you play, you're really going to struggle when it comes to finding the final few needed to get all 36 and unlock this trophy. It just makes this into a really frustrating one that could take you ages and require you to do a full other playthrough, deliberately dying on every single enemy and environmental hazard that you come across until you find that last one that you need. Or you might get lucky, like I did, and just find it on the first level because you never actually got killed by any of those annoying bats throughout the whole game. Another problem is that some of them are easily missable, as you only really get one opportunity in the game to get them, like the lightning in the Thor's throne room, or the debris that will fall down at the end of Tomb of Qualopec. You only get one chance to get them, so if you miss them, you'll have to get them on another playthrough or reload your save game. The same can be said about turning to gold in Palace Midas's level. You only get that one chance there, and you'll have to deliberately go out your way to get yourself killed by it. The T-Rex and the giant mutant blob thing that you fight at the end of the game can easily kill you by just walking into you, but that actually won't count as a kill. You'll need them to trigger their special death animation, where they'll grab you and throw you around, or the T-Rex will bite you and fling you about when you die. That's the only way those kills will actually register, which is just dumb, because they're still killing you anyway. And if those weren't annoying enough, the alligators and rats also don't always seem to count, because it depends on whereabouts you are when they kill you. If you're in the water, it might not always register as a kill, so you need to make sure that the rats and alligators also kill you when you're on land. All of this just makes the Deadline trophy a right pain to unlock, which is why it is the other BS Tomb Raider 1 Remastered trophy. The Dances with Wolves trophy requires you to lure all of the 11 wolves into this room, and it can be quite difficult to get the key in and open the door without dying, because all of the wolves will just be destroying Lara's health, so make sure you have a bunch of health packs on you. You will have to solve a few puzzles in order to get that key, but just make sure you run around the whole area to get all of the wolves chasing you. And once you go into this room, there's a few more wolves, so you should have 11 by this point, and you get the trophy. If not, just run back and get the next wolf to follow you, and you should get the trophy that way. The May They Rest in Something Something requires you to take a close look at 2 Incan mummies, and you can find them in, I think it's the very first level of the game, in the bridge section where 2 wolves are, just before the bear room. There's one mummy that's below at the bottom floor in a corner, and then the next one's here in the this level here where you pull the switch. So just stand by them and then you'll see them and get the trophy. The not falling for this trick trophy is a really tricky one in Natla's mines, and it's the secret that you jump off of the cabin that you make fall down when you get the 3 fuses, and basically you have to get in and out without touching the 2 slopes that are below, so you have to do this really awkward jump to get back out. So just follow what I did in that video there and you'll be able to get that trophy. The last trophy I earned before getting the Platinum trophy was There's So Much to Remember Here, which requires you to just open photo mode. So this can be done by pushing in the left and right analog sticks at the same time. As soon as you do, it will trigger photo mode and pause the game, and it will also pop the trophy. So yeah, as soon as you do that, you can get it, and you'll see it look instantly pops here. It's a shame because I wish it would be when you take a photo, but hey ho. It kind of ruined my photo for the trophy picture, but it doesn't matter. It's a nice, easy one. And once you do that, you'll get the Platinum trophy for your troubles. So I guess with the trophies all been run through, all that's left to do now is to say whether you should plat it, play it, or avoid it. And I think that you should definitely Platinum Tomb Raider 1, as it's a brilliant game. It still holds up really well once you get used to the controls, and the trophies are just really fun to do. So yeah, make sure you Platinum Tomb Raider 1 Remastered.